we go then with the women's bars final. Weight of Beth Tweddle. She'll be last to go. Bars final. But with the absence of Mustafina, the medals are wide open here, Christine. It's going to be a great final.
It is going to be a great final. And Beth's done a tremendous amount of work to restructure her routine to get the maximum start value out of these skills.
Nabieva. She's fought for Europeans last year. Behind. And Vanessa Ferrari.
From Netherlands, Celine van Gerner. Und aus Deutschland, from Germany, BUI Kim.
Huge cheer for Kim BUI. Second German.
Aus Deutschland, from Germany,
SEITZ Elisabeth, SEITZ. Off the competition is Great Britain's Beth Tweddle. So is her routine very different? You say it's been restructured.
They've kept the same elements, more or less, but packed it in together so that by putting the moves together, you get bonuses, you know, 2D moves of 0.1 and an E and a D of 0.2. So they've been able to restructure it so that the start value is increased, and she actually was awarded a 7.1 start value in qualifying. However, it's very difficult. The spatial awareness is unbelievable, and it does very much depend on that first two moves going successfully. Otherwise, there's no way to recover it, if you know what I mean.
Right. So I mean, psychologically, that's a big deal going into the routine for her, isn't it?
I think it's a big deal, and again, a bit like Christian Berkey, there's everything to lose. And, well, not nothing to gain, there is something to gain, but there's an awful lot to lose as well.
Yeah.
Especially today with Mustafina out, which was the one gymnast who really was challenging her. So, but here, the girl of the moment.
Anna DEMENTYEVA, all-round champion.
Beautiful little gymnast. Clean, that's a lovely half turn to catch the high bar. Toes on and off and then in and out, given a higher difficulty level when you don't put the feet on. Swings down, swings high, front somersault, Jaeger somersault after the first gymnast who performed it. Lovely hop half turn. Into the Kachev. Gymnasts have to show turns, releases, flight up and down. That was hers. Every handstand must be at handstand. Super little routine so far. Lovely double straight finish. Hardly any errors there at all.
Incredible performance and not shaken at all. I mean, she came into this competition as a reserve due to the injury of her teammate. And wow, that was something special.
Wasn't last night? She didn't seem at all phased by the fact that Mustafina vaulted, hurt her knee, had to go out, and then all the pressure was left on her shoulders. But it didn't phase her, Mitch, did it?
There was a surety about the performance. She was very confident. Moves very well connected. Hitting handstand when she needed to. That was lovely. She hit that full turn, banging handstand. Very, very confident, assured performance. Just a little pace at the end, but good in the air. Little flourish at the end.
But that form, legs locked together when they needed to be, straight as you like, pointed toes.
She's the sort of gymnast that you can see. She's been taught perfectly from a very young age. Every skill has been built on only when it's perfect as the next skill being taught. And when you've been taught systematically like that, you can do it all easily. big handguards, almost bigger than her hands. And then, of course, the wristbands that protect the wrists from the leather of the handguards.
DEMENTYEVA from Russia.
Given a 5.8 for difficulty, just a little bit down on qualification, but 14.475.
8.675 for execution. Where do they get the deductions from?
Yeah,
really?
I have no idea.
Well, the Kachev wasn't the highest. There would have been a deduction on that. Little bits and pieces like that, the turns not being... They can always seem to find something.
Well, with the absence of the highest qualifier, NABIEVA looking for a medal here.
And watch this straight toe on Kachev. Beautifully performed. Really an exciting gymnast on asymmetric bars. Floats down to the low bar. Lovely full pirouette. Finishes in handstand. Floats up to the high bar with a half turn. Toe on and off, half turn. Jaeger somersault. Lovely straight legs on that. Crisp turn there. Toe on and off again. With full turn, just leaning slightly sideways into the full twisting double back dismount.
Yeah, slight hesitation on that penultimate move before the dismount, and I thought, oh, she's going to be offline slightly, but she nailed it.
She did. She pulled it back, didn't she? You could, the angle we were watching it from, I don't think the judges will have been so aware, but the angle we were watching it from, you could see it sort of lurch sideways and need to be brought back.
This is a terrific move. Pressing the heels back underneath her to get the straight body slightly arched to clear the bar. And very nice. Hits the handstand after the full turn. Half turn again in the transfer. This was really good, clean, well-connected work. Another no-nonsense performance.
Yes, and much better a year ago when we watched her. There we are, you could see she was leaning, wasn't she? And she bends her legs past the low bar. It's a technique some of the gymnasts use, but I think it gets deducted. Can you see there, as she comes past the low bar, instead of bringing her feet inside the low bar, she bends them to clear the bar. And that probably is going to be a 0.3 deduction, I would guess.
Well, she was the third highest qualifier, 15.075. She'll be in with a shout.
Only had two gymnasts score more than 15 in qualifying, or 3 if you count Mustafina, but she's not competing now. So just 2 in this final scored more than 15. She was one of them, so she's keeping the pressure up.
VANWALLEGHEM from Belgium. She's 14th in the all-around competition.
Oh, and she's taken an intermediate swing there. Ambitious work. She's transferring from low bar to high bar. And again. Held on very nicely to the full pirouette. Shoots up. Just a little shy of handstand there. Good turn into the Markelov. The straddle back over the bar, but the handstands, as she's getting tired, are a little bit short. Very nice double straight dismount. I like this technique on the double straight a lot. Some of the gymnasts are very arched, but she's very precise in her straight shape.
Picks her feet up very strongly. A lot of them pick their thighs up and they have to arch to make the double rotation, but that was lovely technique.
Well, this is her first appearance in a European bars final.
Right at the beginning, she did the Shaposhnikova, we call that after the first gymnast who performed it, where you jump from the low bar to the high bar here. And she was meant to do a move straight after it, and she took an extra swing. Oh no, that was when she did it the second time. First time, she didn't do that straight in. She swung forward, swung back, and that'll be an empty swing, which will be deducted. She's good with the pirouettes. The pack salto.
Yeah, she recovered well, didn't she? The extra swing, but she got the rhythm back. Good, strong connections. Let's watch. Very strong with the feet in that double rotation to get a nice straight body.
14.075. She's in third at the moment. Nabieva still leads the field. 0.6.
From Italy, Vanessa FERRARI.
Former world all-around champion now in 2007. Vanessa FERRARI from Italy. We saw her, well, we've seen her grow really, haven't we?
We have.
She was tiny when we first saw her.
That's right, and she's changed some of her work. This is the first time we've seen these turns into the Jaeger somersault. Turns, there we are, the Healy. The full turn straight into the big high Jaeger somersault. Just lost her feet a little bit on the shoot down. And as with all tiny gymnasts, the shoot up is quite a big skill for them. But she's swinging very nicely. Full twisting double back, just released a bit early. She looked like she was swinging well, but she didn't wait to hit the bottom and then rise up. She just hit the bottom and let go, and that was the result.
A little bit of a ping.
That's the unofficial word for it, isn't it, Richard?
It's when you turn around and the bar's still moving behind you, you know.
Her forward swinging's very nice, though. Very stretched through the shoulders.
That was a really good combination building up to that Jaeger. Some lovely work. She's adapted well.
Yeah, I was going to say she seems to be hitting form again, because she went through a phase, didn't she? Obviously, if she had a growing spurt, you kind of have to reassess your work and then look at the code and find what moves suit you again. And it seems like she's coming into her own once more.
And she was 6th yesterday all around, which is her best result for a few years. And generally, I'd heard people say Ferrari's looking in the best shape she's been for a long while. And shame that she made that error there, but I think she is. And I think she'll start building for this next Olympics. The last Olympics fell just for her in a growth period. She came 11th. I'm sure she'd dearly love to show a better result than that.
Ferrari 12.85. Costly dismount.
Execution 7.05. One whole mark she lost there, so it would have been 8.05 without that error on the dismount.
From Netherlands, Celine van Gerner.
Celine van Gerner from the Netherlands. She has 6 sisters, would you believe?
Goodness me. Does this skill very well, the in and out to handstand. There we are again with the half turn. Oh, how high was that? It was a fabulous front somersault, massive above the bar. Oh, that was a little offline, but she recovered it very well. Didn't link the shoot down to the shoot up, so she'll just be 0.1 down on start value there, but she covered it well, quick thinking. Oh, made the full pirouette, had a little think about it, straight into the full twisting double back. Good work and good quick thinking as well.
Yeah, very graceful. I mean, it may not be the most difficult routine that we've seen, but, you know, beautifully executed.
Jaeger was the high spot, wasn't it? Literally. Way above the bar, clean, plenty of rotation, good swinging catch.
And when we talk about deductions, you see, they won't have deducted for her for lack of height on this, but Nabieva did a Jaeger, which was sort of at bar height, and I think that that's where they get these deductions from. 0.3 for lack of height in the Jaeger, so it's all that sort of thing.
That's a great skill. Lovely
skill, just slightly bent arms as she came out of it, which again is something the judges will take a little deduction for. That was the weight to go over. But she didn't ping, did she? Bar's nice and still.
That is super. Plenty of swing on the catch. Lots of height.
strong performance in the all-around as well,
Yep.
7th.
And interestingly, she's one of the gymnasts not wearing handguards.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a choice whether they wear handguards or not, but obviously the friction on the hands often makes blisters if they don't wear handguards.
Score of 13.975 for Celine. She goes ahead of Ferrari. But NABIEVA still leads. First of the 2 German gymnasts. Each country allowed just 2 gymnasts per final. This is BUI.
Didn't work in the all-around competition, or just to perform on bars.
BUI then for Germany.
This has been very popular, the half turn to catch. Full turn, gymnasts have to include the full turn, they have to include a release, so she's got 2 of those requirements done. And another release, this time from a forward element. She's packing this with difficulty. This is what we mean when we say there's no empty swings. Every swing has an element at the end of it. So she's building her difficulty well. Just the free swings there, into the dismount, the full twisting double back. Really good performance.
That was a powerful routine, that. She was winding up for that dismount, helped by the crowd, cheering her on.
And she's absolutely delighted. So she should be.
Yes, it takes a special skill to be able to link all those moves together. You have to really make sure the first one catches well to go straight into the next one.
And you had a lot of confidence in her during that routine as well, and then she started passing that confidence on to her teammate who's next up. But yeah, I mean, throughout that routine you could sit back, you didn't feel on edge. Constantly driving.
First move, just a little bit of split legs on that first move, but after that it was cleanly executed.
Very confident in the release moves as well. Nice flare and the transfer there. Hits the handstand. Working very hard to keep the swing going. There's the dismount, which landed beautifully.
A reaction that was seconded by every single person in the arena. Well, oh, look at that. She's gone into second. 14.675 for BUI.
Big high start value, a 6.2 start value. So an increase on her qualifying start value.
2 gymnasts left to go. Elisabeth SEITZ.
Begrüßen Sie aus Deutschland, Elisabeth SEITZ.
The crowd here in Germany can keep cheering as Elisabeth SEITZ is the next gymnast to take to the bars. She got a silver yesterday in the all-round final. What can she do here? So what's the 4th highest qualifier?
She thrilled us with this bar routine yesterday. Got a hugely difficult skill in here. Watch out. Up. 1.5 twists to recatch. How about that? Such awareness and a lovely high toe-on, straight. Kachev up into the Jaeger. 3 massive releases already. Every handstand held. Lovely pirouette. Down to the low bar. Swung superbly all through. Just a little bit late on that turn. And a big step on the dismount. What a shame. But such exciting work there.
Well, the difficulty will be up, so it'll be interesting how the execution plays against that. You know, a score could be still pretty high.
You know, Ginger's in the audience, and I wonder if he ever envisaged a woman gymnast doing his skill with an extra twist in it. I mean, it's incredible. Terrific. Lovely to see it.
Well, that's 2 days in a row she's done this successfully, and the margin for error is so small, isn't it, Mitch?
Absolutely. It was a 6.5 she qualified with, didn't she, in terms of difficulty? But look at this. Full turn, lost the legs a little bit. But that's such a brave skill, and she attacked it beautifully. Look at it. The Ginger, the full turn, making 1.5 twists. That was a little bit late there, and the dismount almost came to grief because of it.
Yeah, by putting the pirouette straight into the dismount, you get a 10th extra, but you make it very difficult to do your dismount if you're slightly offline on the pirouette. Nabieva looked, but I think she felt, I don't think it's going to challenge me.
14.475 for a medal. Teammate is 14.675 in second, and Nabieva leads the field with 15.075. The judges are deliberating. Beth Tweddle tightens up the guards. 14.175. She throws her arms up in the air. She's just outside in the fourth.
I always get the feeling when Beth gets ready for a performance that she's always ready, isn't she? She always looks ready.
Let's hope so. Coach Amanda Reddin there, who's guided her through success and failures. So let's hope it's success today.
Well, European bar champion Beth Tweddle is chalked up and ready to go.
And a reorganised routine, massive difficulty packed together. Has to hit the first couple of skills perfectly. Full pirouette. Takes a free swing there, immediate. Kachev to mixed, straight down. And back up to the high bar she needs to go. There we are with the half turn. Now we have the difficult invert series. The full turn, into the Markloff, into the Ginger. Wow, such a packed routine. Handstand half turn, into the full twist dismount. No doubts there. She missed a couple of connections, but she knew she could.
Wow,
phenomenal.
She was solid as a rock.
Phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal.
Experience shows throughout.
And the different look on her face from before she started, that was absolutely great.
Emphatic. You're right, Chris, she made some very wise adjustments.
In the first qualifying, she went from this pirouette straight into the toe on Kachev, but she took the giant in the middle, which she knew she could, straight down, and then straight back up again. Lovely flight on that. So difficult to put the combinations in the middle as well. You know, there we are, that's the Kachev with half turn into the Elisabeth.
Such confidence to combine, and the two big releases she combined as well. Terrific. You didn't see her in flight, but you saw shortness of hand on catch. That's really good. Good work. It'll put a lot of good men high bar workers to shame. That was terrific to see. Great connection. She deserves that smile.
15.1. She is once again European bar champion. Beth Tweddle takes gold.
Oh, fantastic. Absolutely, to maintain that performance, time in, time out. She didn't go for the most difficult routine. She missed some of the connections, and actually she cut it a little bit fine, didn't she?
Congratulations.
Well, 15.1. 0.025 ahead of Nabieva. That was remarkable.
Well, it was. And like Chris said, you know, to have the presence, was it, before she got on, she obviously made a decision to put in a couple of intermediate swings, just to make sure.
Well,
but
yes.
did she make any decisions during that routine?
Oh, I don't know.
Confirmation, Beth Tweddle takes gold. Nabieva, silver, and Kim Bui from Germany in front of a home crowd. She takes the bronze.
But that's where, by competing last, you've seen the competitors go before. You know that you haven't got to go for broke. The 7-1 routine that she competed in qualifying is tough. She takes out all those extra links. She goes from the high bar to the low, straight back up. And, of course, she's linking the most difficult elements together and getting the bonuses.
It's almost relief on her face there, isn't it, as
It is
well?
relief.
You know what I mean? She's gone in there and it's so het up, so much expectation on your shoulders. Everybody's watching. And it's similar to what we were saying to Berkey, you know. Everybody's
Very
looking at
similar.
you thinking, how long can she keep going for? And I tell you what, that was absolutely sensational.
And it looked very fresh. That didn't look a struggle at all,
No.
did it? No, that looked like I could do this any day of the week, which she can. Here we're just watching this bar routine again. Just a little arch on that first handstand. We can look at it dispassionately now. Lovely turn, straight down. And that was where she would have normally, to get the extra start value, she'd have done this move straight out of the drop. But this is what I think is particularly tough, this middle section. She turns to an invert swing with a full turn into the Markov and the Ginger. Now this is about 8 moves in, isn't it? She used to do it as the first bit. Handstand half turn, wraps it up with a dismount.
Chris, I think you really should consider a career in judging. I really do think so. Great observation. And I, you know, she was short in that handstand into the dismount, but she, like others, failed to convert it. She did. There's lots of grit in this performance.
Oh yeah, Beth Tweddle is a great performer. She's a fantastic competitor. She loves competing. That's why she's still competing now. She loves performing and competing, and the big arena brings the best out in her.
Well, if you like what you've seen here and you'd like to see a little bit more, I hope you'll join us for highlights tomorrow on BBC 2 at 3 o'clock. We'll be in the studio with Daniel Keating and Becky Daniel. And you can see highlights of the all-round, both the men's and the women's, and highlights of all of the individual apparatus finals. And more live coverage as well. So the full package for you tomorrow, BBC 2, 3 o'clock. Beth Tweddle is out to confirm the fact that she is yet again European Bars Champion.
Is that the third time? Terrific.
Gymnastics from the rings as well, so 2 finals.
And of course, she has one more final tomorrow. We have Beth competing on floor final, and her teammate Hannah Whelan competing in the beam final. Quite something. It's one piece of apparatus Great Britain previously hasn't had finalists in on the women's side, so a big step in the right direction to have Hannah Whelan making the beam final.
It was the same story for pommels. British men could never live on the pommels, and now Keating, Smith, all medalled at the highest level. So you never know. Hannah Whelan. Going back to that men's rings final, they weren't huge men. Morandi, well, he was.
And Van Gelder.
And Van Gelder. Those are the two that stuck out. 4 foot and a faggot, no legs, huge upper body. The others could fit into the all-round category quite happily.
Siegerehrung Turn-Europameisterschaften 2011 Berlin, Finale Frauen Stufenbarren.
Medal award ceremony of the European Championship Statistic Gymnastics 2011 Berlin Final Woman Uneven Bars.
Dritter Platz und Gewinnerin der Bronzemedaille.
Third place and winner of the bronze medal aus Deutschland. From Germany, Kim BUI.
Kim BUI stepped forward and listened to that roar, an appreciative crowd. They've loved everything that they've seen here, and what a privilege for them to have seen one of their own gymnasts take bronze here in a quality bar final. She was rock solid from the start. Similar to Beth in style, really, you know, that real confidence. Grab the bar, make it do what you want it to do.
Yes, absolutely. It really was quite a dramatic routine, wasn't it? Difficulty packed together.
NABIEVA.
NABIEVA at the field for so long.
And I was much more impressed with her than a year ago. We saw her and she was very in and out. You know, she looked very temperamental, sometimes caught, sometimes didn't. But this time she looked like she knew what she was doing. She looked like she'd taken a step up.
Europameisterin und Gewinnerin der Goldmedaille.
European champion and winner of the gold medal. From Great Britain, Elisabeth TWEDDLE.
Beth TWEDDLE takes gold. She continues to train, continues to perform at an incredible level. And just a remarkable British gymnast. Beth TWEDDLE, once again, European bar champion.
Die Ehrung für die Platzierten wird vorgenommen. The honor is given by, für den ersten Platz, for the first place, Georges Gülsek, Präsident UEG, für den zweiten Platz, for the second place, Frau Orna Schei, Vizepräsidentin, Technisches Komitee Frauen. Und für den dritten Platz, for the third place, Frau Rosemarie Knapp, Vizepräsidentin, Olympischer Spitzensport, DTB, Mitglied des OK der Europameisterschaften. Und den Ehrenpreis